Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Welcome to the show. We're just going to quickly look at Bitcoin here today. I won't be able to perform any analysis on altcoins. And just simply put, I feel like garbage. You could probably hear my voice. But yeah, I was fighting off cold late last week. Saturday, Sunday, my body's like, yeah, we're good. And now, of course, woke up this morning and it's like, ugh, not so good. So, anyways, gonna take it easy. However, we want to kind of understand a little bit more about where Bitcoin's gonna go here next. This bear flag or bearish rectangle, whatever kind of pattern you wanted to draw out, was pretty bearish, folks. I mean, again, if you saw my analysis from Saturday, you'll know that there wasn't a lot here, kind of indicating we're gonna see the price rally back on track. Okay. Now, while we did break that descending trend line, that was a weekend low volume. The realism set in here on Sunday, of course, when Asian markets opened, and just kind of went from there. Anyways, that's very much par for the course. Nothing completely abnormal. Good news is, as a community here, we took some nice solid profits here from Bitcoin, 30%. We did short Bitcoin on Friday, and then we shorted Chainlink on Saturday too. Almost hit our second target there, but I'm confident we'll probably hit that again here soon. Because again, the likelihood of the price continuing lower is pretty high. We just want to kind of presume it's going to continue until it doesn't, right? That's generally the consensus. So I'll explain more about that here in a minute. I do feel like we're going to see some brief, a brief relief rally again, or just something that's going to be tentative. Okay, so we want to kind of presume that the bottom isn't in yet, while the tentative bottom is in, likely because we have majority of this local liquidation here. Basically, these are high leverage longs taken over the weekend. Imagine that, taking a high leverage long on a weekend. How stupid is that? Anyways, conversation for another day, but we can see here there's all the liquidation to the downside. Majority of it has just originated here recently. So again, 92,000 roughly is that lower range of support, which we're in right now. But more importantly, is that lower range of liquidation that has been swept. So the likelihood of the price recovering from here is greater, albeit likely just a short-term relief rally. Okay. Now again, it could just continue straight down from here, and it could return back up and never look back. But again, on the same accord here, we look at liquidation here, kind of hard to see, but generally speaking, 91.5, of course, and below, we have a pretty decent chunk of liquidation down here, okay? As low as about 86,000. And complete disclosure, I have pretty heavy limit orders here for my spot bag between 91 and 86,000, okay? So again, just some food for thought there. Maybe consider adding to your spot bag if you're that kind of person. If not, I wouldn't just try to take a blind long position with leverage. That's just a very ridiculous and stupid thing to do. Apologize too, when I'm not feeling very good, I'm going to be a little more blunt and brash, so I'm probably just calling everyone stupid, and that's not what I'm intending to do. So please understand that. Having said that, liquidation delta, we can see we're at 6 billion. That's a pretty significant number, but also not super crazy. It's basically just implying that a lot more people are taking shorts than longs, so taking a long right now makes no sense at all, right? Simple way to understand it. Go with the flow. If you're going to take a trade right now, maybe consider a short position. It's going to be a little more successful than trying to find that that magical long position so you can show on social media how amazing you are because you took a high risk trade. Good for you, folks. It's like so dumb. Anyways, those things frustrate me, as you could tell. But regardless of that fact here, we can take a look here at 95.2, 95.3. That's that local high where the price action had difficulty crossing. Crazy. Most people added to their positions there, and they're now underwater. So again, folks, being a late long when there's a pretty obvious bearish flag pattern or a descending trend line that's just barely broken above, you wait for confirmation, and you wouldn't have had to be a late long and be in the red right now. Okay. Again, waiting and patience is a very difficult thing to do in trading because there's so much FOMO and so many missed opportunities that I see why people do it. But this just doesn't make any sense to be a late long right here when volume's dried up and the weekend's almost over. You may as well just wait another day. Okay. Anyways, hindsight's 2020, but generally speaking, I try not to trade too much on the weekends, right? We only sent one signal on Saturday, that was Chainlink, and on Friday, leading into the weekend, felt very confident taking a short position at that 96.5 level for Bitcoin. That was basically back here, okay? So again, different story altogether. Condition and the market was tremendously different than it is now. Having said that, let's go ahead and just pull this guy out here. I'm going to draw out some new fib levels here for us, folks. I'll post that on our playout chart on Twitter, Telegram, Discord. If you're not familiar, looks a little something like this, where I just kind of give you a heads up on trades that I'm planning to take. We did actually score some nice profit here on our CRV long 2, just to give you perspective. 57 minutes, 21%. But again, something like that, high risk trade, you got to get in and get out. That coin turned around pretty quick. Okay, again, taking longs right now is super risky, so I don't necessarily recommend it. Make sure you you understand that if you follow my trades, there's pay attention to the risk. This is a very high risk trade that I took with CRV. I don't do that very often, but it was ready to break out and just made sense. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at the weekly and work our way down, kind of see what's going on here. Just make it, give you a quick perspective on the weekly. We're still not in terrible shape with moving averages. We're looking pretty decent here, but stochastic, MACD is trying to diverge. There's a lot of reasons here as to why the price actions, we should expect the price to continue to pull back. That's just the simple way to understand it. There's not a lot of support below us too to help us maintain that we're gonna hold this level. While 90,000, nice solid round number, most round numbers like that will hold initially. That's pretty much our last line of defense. Okay, we'll talk about other areas of consideration because there are some areas I think in the 80K range that we want to talk about. But for right now, the weekly, from a moving average perspective, we're still in good shape. This is still a bullish trend. We could still pull back to like 80,000 and still be bullish, though, folks. That's what you got to understand. This is still a good situation overall. This capitulation is nice. We want to add to our position as the prices go down. Okay, it's not a guarantee that it's going to, but it's becoming a distinct possibility here. So daily time frame, let's work our way down here and just recognize a few things. First of all, we've been under 50 in the RSI for a little while. We had a false positive here, of course, but generally speaking, since we've been under 50 in the RSI, we got to presume the price is going to go down. We've been short heavy on trades ever since that's happened, right? Trying to buy the dip and take a long on every single altcoin is not really super sensible right now. While altcoins do recover pretty well, they seem like they bottomed out this week. Bitcoin continued to pull back. That may change here soon. Chainlink, for example, we took a short with this guy. It lost its support pretty definitively, and it's going to continue lower until it hits its local support range, right? Somewhere in the 18K or 18.5 range. Anyways, I'm spitballing, but the whole point of me giving that example is that we lost that bottom on a lot of altcoins just recently. So that isn't super awesome in a lot of ways, but for Bitcoin, it's also becoming not so awesome too. Like, just to give you perspective here, we're pretty much our last line of defense here is that 92K range, based on daily closures when the price wicks down, right? So we're right in that little range there. I think losing that would be potentially detrimental, but at this point here, just know that that's a distinct reality here for us to continue lower, just based on the way that the things are shaping up. Being under 50 on the RSI, money flow index pulling back, those are all signs that the price should continue to run to the downside until we either A, bounce off 30 on the RSI, or B, find our previous support. It could be somewhere along the lines of here about 87,000. My money is on 87,000 being the tentative bottom, just based on how much price action we saw there for the few days before it took off. Okay, so once more, I'll clean up our charts. I'll post a new playout chart here shortly. But for right now, those are just kind of some numbers to kind of think about. 87K, 92K, and of course that round number 90,000. 4-hour time frame is also exuding some pretty bearish behavior. We are getting closer to 30 though, and you got to keep in mind a lot of times you will see relief rallies occur when you hit 30 on the RSI. So me personally, if I was to consider trading right now, I'd keep it really tight. So I'd make sure I'd watch it closely. Do not just set it and forget it on a long position if you do that right now. Okay, this is the only small glimmer of hope here, letting us know that we're at our potential bottom. That in combination with this liquidation level here being pretty much fully swept, the local liquidation, we should be in good shape to see the price recover briefly. Again, that's a very, very small potential, right? Do you take trades on low success rate? No, you don't. So don't take a long right now. Why force it? It makes no sense at all. I know you're probably addicted to social media and showing people how great you are, and if that's the case, cool. If not, don't worry about it, right? Again, I'm speaking sarcastically. Not everyone does that. There's a small handful of people that are really all about just gloating online as to how ridiculous of a trader they are because of how high risk trades are taking. Don't be that person. It's a ridiculous thing to do. Having said that, though, minus that slight consolation at 30 on the RSI, we're in a position right now where stochastic swinging down for the second time that carries more weight than the first. MACD is diverging. We're under 50 in every single circumstance there. We're under all moving averages here as well, including the 20-day SMA, which is basically a trend setter. We need to be above that to have any confidence taking along. So minus this fair value gap here and the fact that we're overextended, so to speak, on the short term, or midterm time frame here, there's really nothing telling us we're going to recover. Ichimoku Cloud is confirming the same thing here too. still below the cloud, lagging spans free and clear, conversion lines below the baseline. There is zero reasons to take a long position right now, or 1 out of maybe 50 reasons to take a long, and that was what I covered on the 4-hour time frame. So again, you don't take trades in that direction. It makes no sense at all. While Bitcoin could very well recover here, and by the time you watch this, it'll probably be like halfway to the moon. It's just one of those things that you gotta realize that if you miss out an opportunity right now, just say you don't take a long right now, the price goes up. You should feel good about it because you didn't take a long recklessly, right? That's what it should do. That's what helps me sleep at the end of the day, knowing that, hey, yeah, I missed some opportunities, but I did the right thing. And that's just what life's all about, truthfully. But if you can do the right thing in trading, you're gonna find a lot more consistency. So, anyways, just some food for thought. I have a lot of those. I'll post playout chart here shortly. I do deeply thank you so much for watching. Sorry again for the gravelly voice and maybe the extra sarcasm today, but truth is I care, and I've got a lot of newer traders over my community, and I just like to make sure that we always reiterate and reaffirm best practice. I think that's pretty uncommon nowadays from what I hear from my followers. So I hope you all have a good one. Thanks again so much. This will be the extent of my analysis here today. I'm going to go rest, and hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.